Hello everyone and welcome once again to those who are sticking to this channel. It's both nice and concerning that you think this channel is worth it. The reason for why this one took so long was, well, I was struggling to decide what to post. As you know, Greg Les was on his way to find the next tower and beat up the PD whatever Marcus, but then I felt Jerkel's rage and anguish and learned about some past trauma he had back in Minecraft, so was struggling to figure out which to check out. But then, Warpforge bust out the next faction, the Adeptus Sororitas. So I had to finalize which to pick, and now to finally get the video started, with some quick abridged lore. So, this is Gouge Van Dyer. And he's evil, and old. You can tell he's evil cause of how evil his name sounds.
Totally pointless purge of all mankind. And in addition, you did all this with the most evil fucking name I've ever heard. Gouge Van Dyer. Seriously, how could you ever trust a guy with that name? G-O-G-E Van Dyer. That name is just screaming I'm gonna take your eye sockets and put my penis into them. I mean...
Anyway, he works for the Ecclesiarchy, the main religious body of the Imperium, and with it also being the richest cause of all the donations of their fanatical followers. Anyway, Gouge heard of a planet filled with hot Amazonian-like women who call themselves the daughters of the Emperor, and for Gouge, who is old and nutty religious person, he's gonna do something bad either way. So when Gouge told these even crazier religious fanatics that he was close to the Emperor, or that he was his voices, he just basically said something heretical to these ladies that now wanted him to die. So, in order to show that Emperor is with him, he told one of his followers to shoot him, and with that statement no one would know what was going to happen, until the shot fired, and Gouge survived. To most, it would seem that Gouge was saved by the Emperor and they would be half right, but it's thanks to the Rosarius, a unique device that combines both advanced technology and faith. So long as the individual's faith is strong and true, the Rosarius will protect the individual from most fatal wounds. So after witnessing this golden miracle, the planet submitted itself to the old man completely and allowed/accepted anything and everything he says, including corn, and being renamed the brides of the Emperor. So after some bad things, the Astartes heard about what Van Dyer was doing and wanted him out. Obviously this didn't play out well for anyone, so the Astartes and the brides clashed against each other. Normally powered armor human wouldn't stand even the slightest chance against the Astartes. However, these ladies, with their faith in Emperor being so strong that they were nearly to perfectly matched with the Astartes, resulting in a stalemate that eventually the Custodes were like, okay enough, you come with me. Eventually the brides learned the truth and Gouge's head bodyguard personally killed him.
You have committed the ultimate heresy! Not only have you turned your back on the Emperor and stepped from his life, you have profaned his name and almost destroyed everything he has striven to build. You have perverted and twisted the path he has laid for mankind to tread. As your own decrees have stated, there can be no mercy for such a criminal. I renounce your lordship. You walk in the darkness and cannot be allowed to live. Your sentence has been long overdue. And now it is time for you to die!
Have time to die. I'm too busy.
Now you all know about how the Sisters of Battles came to be, so now we can go over the actual cards and mechanics the Bolter nuns do. And let me just say they're difficult.
Sisters! Fight by my side!
So already I have a bad take on the Sisters, and that is their faction overall. It's just the Adeptus Sororitas, not some specific order, it's just them overall, meaning no order of the Martyred Lady or Ebon Chalice or the Bloody Rose, or any other order that may exist in the future. It'll all be a known faction called Adeptus Sororitas. Anyway, on to the leaders. Look at these fine ladies, each one having their unique style. She shoots people. She brings friends. And she makes everyone frothy. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the mechanics and keywords. There's Pray, Faith, and Penitence. Here's how they go. Units with the pray keyword can use their normal action for praying instead of attacking, which will trigger their pray effect. Units that can complete their prayer until the start of your next turn give you a faith point. Faith/faith points are earned either through prayer or cards that grant you them, in which cards that use / require a set number of points grant additional effects increasing their value. Finally, we have penitence. This keyword is actually powerful since it will trigger its effect every time it receives damage, and unlike with strike, the effect will still trigger if the unit receives lethal damage. And now we will go over the potential deck builds and ideas this faction has, or we would. If this faction wasn't difficult to play. One of the main issues with this faction comes with its faith and pray cards. Now the pray cards aren't the main issue but the faith cards. These cards can be useful, powerful even, if you have the faith points to use them. Now while there are some cards that can help give faith points, they can either be dealt with easily or you have to wait to use them, like this epic tier 5 cost cards. You can use prayer cards to help, however those can also be dealt with by your opponent, since they can just hurt them once while they're praying to stop them. Not just that, but you need to decide the flow of the battle to decide if it's okay to pray or to attack. Overall, I feel the Sororitas have some unique mechanics. They are also tied up in trying to balance their mechanics. In short, they'll need cards to make this a little more easier.